Hey everyone, welcome back to That's It. So, I have a lot of things to talk about and I'm just going to get right to it. I hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine yesterday and continue enjoying Valentine weekend. For me, I had to work, but it was okay. Working, catching up on things, getting things done around the apartment, then watching Netflix and spending time with my dog. So, I have to say yesterday was a good Valentine's Day. Fortunately, I didn't have to spend Valentine's Day with my husband because he had to work. But Valentine's Day for me, it's like basically every day. But anyway, hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day yesterday. So I had some not news, but I got a feed from one of my TikTok, and I saw this video that someone shared to me, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? This actually happens in daycare," which I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all that this happens. This is why a lot of parents don't put their child in daycare. Usually they just homeschool their kids or have friends, not friends, but family members watch their kids. Sometimes it's not unfortunate. Sometimes parents don't have that luxury, unfortunately, and have to put their child to daycare because they have to work and they don't have family members to watch their kids and etc. But when I saw this video, I was really, really outraged and pissed off because if that was me as a mother, as a parent, hell would have broke over. Hell would have broke over. I probably would have beat that assistant teacher up. And forgive me, Lord, for saying that because I don't condone violence. But when it comes to my child or anyone's child in particular, you just don't act like that. And I just feel like if you're working at a school or a daycare, and if you don't have the patience to deal with young 2-year-old child, then maybe daycare or being an assistant teacher at working in a daycare is just not for you. It's just not for you because it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience working with young children, because they're young. They're under two. They don't know no better. Us adults, we have to instruct, kids what to do and what they're not supposed to do. You know what I mean? They're adults that leads an example that looks up they look up to us. And when you lose control like that, then it's not for you. And it's not for everyone. And with this woman, with this assistant teacher, she lost control. She was out of her mind, unhinged. I was very disturbed by this video. And I'm going to let you watch and get your thoughts into this. And again, if that was me, I would have kicked that woman's, what, and it would have been all over. But let's see her unhinged outrage.
This shocking video shows a daycare teacher screaming at children as young as 2 and 3 years old. It happened at Lil Explorers in Plymouth.
I don't care. Sit down. No. You are not listening. You're taking a break. Don't look at her like she's going to help you.
At one point, the teacher picks up a child, slams him down into a chair, and then forcefully pushes him into a desk.
Didn't I tell you to get up?
Lil Explorers says it fired the teacher seen in the videos, as well as others involved, but didn't elaborate. In a statement, the daycare said, quote, "We do not tolerate behavior of this kind. We have initiated an investigation."
That's it. That's it. Fire her. Unprofessional, unacceptable to do that to a parent's, to a child. Okay? Unacceptable. And I'm glad that they fired her. I'm glad that the school is doing an investigation among other people that were involved and didn't say anything. Again, this was Little Explorer Child Care Center at Plymouth. I don't know where the location is, but unacceptable. And I'm glad that they fired that assistant teacher because that's very abusive, very aggressive. You just don't talk to little kids like that. You have to have the patience. And apparently this young woman did not have the patience at all. And I recommend that teaching is just not her profession. Maybe she needs to find something that's more suitable for her, that she does have the patience, but clearly she does not. Because for her, when you're into that field, you have to have patience. You have to have loving care, kindness to other parents' children. And I'm not saying all kids are so you're going to have one that's rowdy than the other and one that's going to, drive you up the wall. However, it's all about self-control and having patience because it's not your child. And again, you have to leave an example and have patience and have grace and give a child a timeout instead of being aggressive and then slamming the kid down like that woman did and screaming at them. You know what I mean? That can be very traumatized to a child. You know what I mean? You can't just scream and yell at them and thinking that you're going to get your point across. You can really damage someone, damage a child like that. So I'm glad that the school took action and fired that woman, and they're going to do their own investigation in regards to the matter. So kudos for that. I'm definitely not going to put my child in daycare. That's for sure. I already told my husband that. Absolutely not, because I will be in jail if someone did that to my kid. Okay? Trust and believe. I will be in jail, you guys. I will be in jail because no one's not going to lay a finger on my child or let alone scream at my child. Like, who do you think you are? Who does she think she is doing that? Girl, bye. She is fired. Like Donald Trump would say, fired. So, breaking news, you guys. Now, you probably remember about this, excuse me, this lawsuit with Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs against this 13-year-old girl that she accused them of assaulting her and raping her back in 2000 at the VMA Music Awards. And I remember I spoke about it, and there was a lot of inconsistency in her stories. Some of the stories didn't match because before I did believe what she was saying, and then when I went back and the interviews, there was a lot of open inconsistencies about what she was saying, and maybe she got confused. Maybe she got the timeline wrong or the story wrong because it was so long ago. She was 13 and now she's in her 30s. So it can happen. And also, she probably was drugged. I'm not 100% sure. Excuse me. But the lawsuit that was filed against Sean Diddy Combs and Shawn Carter, aka Jay-Z, by Tony Buzbee, on behalf of Jane Doe, the client was just voluntarily dismissed the case. So what that mean is with prejudice, that means that she cannot refile. She cannot go back and say, "Oh, I changed my mind. I was coerced. Someone threatened me. Someone bribed me." She can't do that because now the case is dismissed. It's dismissed. So it's basically like a win-win for Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs, even though Sean Diddy Combs has more other lawsuits on his hand. But as far as Jay-Z goes, it's a win-win for him. And this is the letter that the Jane Doe did file for the dismissal. So basically, it's dismissed voluntarily and with prejudice. So that means, like I said, she cannot refile the case. She cannot pursue it anymore. It is done. It's over with. It's a wrap. So I know Jay-Z and his lawyer, Alex Shapiro, and are happy about it, that, it's all done and over with. It was, Jay-Z was saying it was a lot of distress on his family and his reputation, his friend. However, even though it was a lot of distress and, a lot of chatter, it doesn't mean he's innocent. He could be guilty about a lot of things. So this was a win-win for him. With that being said, it doesn't mean that Jay-Z is squeaky clean. Doesn't mean that Jay-Z don't have any skeletons in the closet. So even though this was dismissed, however, I believe that there's some more skeletons in the closet with Jay-Z that he is trying to hide, trying to cover up, that it won't be resurfaced. But I believe it will be resurfaced. Truth always wins, and I believe that things will come out in regards to Jay-Z involvement with Sean Diddy Combs. I truly believe that. There's so much you can do by hiding things and hiding things in the dark, and things do come to the light. So that's a win-win, and I know, Sean Diddy Combs is happy about that. One lawsuit is dismissed, is over with, but you got plenty more to fight over. So again, I'm looking forward to the hearing May of this year, and that's the breaking news about that. But I want to talk about Blake Lively. This whole ongoing lawsuit with Blake Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and Jessa Bidoni. And I went back and looked at a video that Blake Lively did. And when I watched this video back, the interview, that she did back in 2022, at Forbes Power Women Summit has it recently surfaced that she actually admitted that she is a manipulator. She manipulates to insert herself when she gets a role in certain movies, that she just insert herself, that she wants to do more, meaning that she wants to be involved in the movie. Even though they hire her as an actor just to act in the scene, but she wants to do more, like be a writer, be a producer, um, be a director, even though they didn't ask her to, but she inserted herself. And I just feel like that's crossing the line, and that's just being very manipulative to do that when they didn't hire you for that. They didn't get your expertise. So who does she think she is for her to do that? Just to like you go to the, how do you call it? Because I'm not an actress and I don't know how it works in Hollywood. Like if you audition for a movie role, right? You audition, you give your acting skills, you do what you need to do, and then if the director, the writers, and the producers like you got the job. Now, I would never ever insert myself. You know, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I'm going to manipulate you and gaslight you to do what I want you to do and do what I say. And then when I watched this interview, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what she did to Justin Bidoni. She bullied her way through this movie, It Ends With Us, and basically bullied this man because she knew this man was very nice, and she took Justin Bidoni, his kindness for weakness, and manipulate this man to do her bidding, to do what he wanted her to do, because it seemed like she's been doing it before. And watching this interview, she's caught. She's caught red-handed, you guys. She's absolutely caught. I hope Justin Bidoni used this interview footage in the what do you call it, in the trial, because that's damaging. It's a wrap. Her career is over. No one would never work with this woman again because she just blatantly, just said that she manipulates people to get her way, to insert herself. And she even said some people don't like that. Some people did not like that when she was doing that. So she knew exactly what she was doing. And she just inserted herself so she can take control and have control of every project that she has done, especially with this movie, It Ends With Us. Even though she had no rights to it because Colleen, what's her name? I forgot her last name, I'm throwing a blank, gave all the rights to Justin Bidoni with the rest of the movie. So I just don't understand, well, why would she do that? And again, this woman, Blake Lively, is so evil and so nasty, and I just can't believe that she would actually do this to another human being. And I'm going to let you watch the interview, and it's just such a gaslighting, she's just such a manipulator, and it's like, I pray that justice will serve, that she just lose everything, because she needs to learn. She needs to learn that you can't do this to another human being, and for her to take accountability. And I'm glad that, you know, Justin Bidoni's lawyer, he's not playing. He is taking action, and he is on it. He needs to subpoena Taylor Swift. He needs to subpoena everyone that was involved, okay? Because you can't lie under oath. Because when you lie under oath, that is discredit you for everything. Especially there is receipts. There's text messages, there's videos, there's auto recording. And I know Taylor Swift, she doesn't want that because she loves her reputation so much that she will abandon her friendship of 10 years with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds because she'd rather have her image and her reputation more important than her friendship. Even though she's the godmother of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' children, she'd rather just walk away because her image and her fans are more important, you guys. More important, okay? But I hope and pray that Justin Bidoni's lawyer subpoena Taylor Swift, because once she is subpoenaed, it's a wrap. She cannot lie. She cannot do or say anything that, oh, I didn't want to be involved. I was persuaded by this. No, honey, there's proof. I'm not saying she was involved in the whole thing, but she had a little part into this whole mess. And now you can't just back away and say you don't want nothing to do with it because now things are getting hot. Things are getting hot now that there's receipts and there's evidence, and now you just want to back away and distance yourself with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't, especially in the courts, especially with lawsuits and everything. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. It doesn't matter how much how what you call it. It doesn't matter if you have great PR and great publicists. When it comes to lawsuits, you cannot turn your back. Basically, you cannot walk away once a lawsuit starts, and once it's in motion. You can't just turn off a switch and say, oh, I'm just going to take a step back and I'm not going to get involved. Too late. You were involved because you inserted yourself, Taylor Swift, with this whole mess. And now that it's getting hot and heavy and there's receipts coming out, now you just want to say, I'm not friends with Blake Lively. I'm just going to distance myself. I don't want to get involved. Too little, too late. And that's when I'm saying it to everyone who was involved and didn't say anything. So with that being said, I'm going to share with you this video of Blake Lively, her 2022 interview with Forbes Power Women Summit, and you're going to hear it from her mouth, the gaslighting and the manipulation that she did to get her way when it comes to leading roles, movies, and stuff like that. Excuse me. There we go. All right. There we go.
They just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing and the costume design and creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went into meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to...
Pause. She didn't reveal. You get what I'm saying? Like, they hire you to just be an actor, to do a role, to do a scene. They never ask you, well, we want your opinion to direct. If they did, they would have asked. You know what I mean? You would have had a meeting. But you just clearly heard what she just said. She inserted herself, even though no one didn't ask her her 2 cents in, you know what I mean, for her to be a director or a writer or a producer. Again, the manipulation. She had it all planned out. When she gets a role in a certain movie, that she will insert herself to take over the movie because her husband's an A-list actor, you know what I mean? So obviously she's going to use that power and that influence to get her way. And that's exactly what she did with Jessica Bidoni and with us.
Feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do. And so it was a really strange position to be in because I felt like I don't want to just be an actor. Like I want to have more authorship. So I think that it's about knowing what I want and what I need and representing that from the outset. And if people are into that and want to collaborate with me for all I feel like I need to offer and bring to a job, then those are the people I should collaborate with. And if I see that it's people who are, whether this is in business or acting or whatever it is, where it's people who I can see that feels like that's stepping on their territory, that's not going to ultimately be a fulfilling relationship for either one of us. So I think it's about being upfront about knowing what you actually need versus just trying to get the job. And then, once you're in it, sort of revealing the scope of your sort of needs to be,
Okay. How disgusting, you guys. How disgusting, how manipulating she is in this interview, okay? It's absolutely dawning to me that she just feels like she's entitled to get what she wants and do and insert herself when no one didn't ask her to insert herself. No one didn't ask her for her opinion to be a director, to be a writer, to be a producer. Listen, no one didn't ask her that, but she inserted herself. They called her in to do a screen of a movie for her to act. That's what it was, just for her to be an actor. Now, if you want to produce a movie or be a writer, okay, that's fine. You can do that. But for her to insert herself, thinking that she's entitled, that's wrong. And that's just gaslighting, that's just manipulation, that's just using her power and her influence to get what she wants. And no one even asks her opinion about that. to just hire her just to, like she said, to stand on a pink sticker and read your lines. That's what they wanted you to do. If they wanted more, they would have sat down with her and had a meeting. But that's clearly that was not the case. And now it just makes me seem like every movie role that she had in the past that she was doing that. She was doing that, and clearly the proof is in the pudding with this interview. And she did it with Justin Bidoni. And I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, that no one doesn't want to work with her. Me personally, if I was a Hollywood actor, thank God I'm not, I wouldn't want to work with her either. She's finished. It's done. It's a wrap. And I hope Justin Bidoni lawyer used this interview as evidence number one or two, whatever, how they do it in the court of law, because I'm not a lawyer, but they need to use this as evidence because this is very damaging. This tells you her state of mind, what she does and how she does things to manipulate the producers, the writers, and how she does to insert herself to get her way. She just got caught. She just got caught on tape, on interview. It's there. It's just incredible. And like I said, Blake Lively and her husband is done. They're the worst evil people in my life. I just can't believe they would do that. And more things are coming out against these two. And it's just a wrap. It's just a wrap. Let me know your thoughts of the Blake Lively and what you just watched and witnessed. And again, I will follow up and keep you guys updated in regards to that. And obviously, Sean Diddy Combs as well, because I like to stay on top of the news and what's been going on and share it with you guys. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching That's It with Cheryl. And again, I always appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to listen to me, what I have to say, because, there's a lot of other platforms out there that's more bigger and popular than me. I'm just getting started and I'm having fun doing this. And for you even just to take the time to listen to what I have to say and the things that comes out of my mouth, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you all and love you all. And I thank you so much for subscribing, like, or even comment if you want to on this video or any videos I've been doing in the past. I love you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching That's It. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.